The rush of adrenaline. Oh my gosh, I was still shaking after 1 hour, because the rush. I think this the most intense qualifying of the year, because also when it's about trying to polish those last 2 tenths, it's so difficult. You keep getting closer to the wall, and it's just about fine margin. It's not easy to put the lap together, but Max made the life, made our life very hard, and he did incredible as well. Also Ferrari very quick, but also big thanks to the team, because the turnaround from yesterday was just immense.
The changes that we made for sure helped. The car felt a little bit more together, even though of course, our weak sector is sector 2. The curbs, the bumps, that's where we still lose out compared to some of our competitors. But overall, I mean, it was a strong qualifying for us. I think heading into the weekend, I would have definitely signed for this. After yesterday, I would have signed for this, and definitely this morning I would have signed for it. So it's been good. We can be happy. At the same time, I guess some people might be a little bit disappointed in the team, which I guess is a good thing. When you're that close to pole, but also you need to be realistic. I think we had a good turnaround, and to be fighting up there is great for us.
It's been positive all weekend. I've been on it all weekend and feeling great with my team set up. And I mean, when I was quickest yesterday, I still had good performance still left on that I left out the track, and so I felt positive. And then we came in today, it's been a much harder day. The car's not been the same today for some reason, and qualifying was really challenging. So I mean, I can't say that I'm happy with P3, because we should be fighting for P1, but I'll take it and I'll try and do something with it.
I'm very disappointed. It's been an incredibly tough weekend. It's been an incredibly tough 2 last weekends with quite a lot of issues on my side. I'm pretty confident we'll have a solution for next race, but so far it's been very, very tricky, and the fact that on braking I just don't really know where to brake still. Getting to Q3 after an FP1, FP2, FP3 makes it very, very tricky for me. But I wouldn't put the mistake only on that. It's for sure a combination of things, and sometimes it's only me. I think today is a bit more than only me, and just as a team, and on my side of the garage, it's been a very messy weekend. We've had quite a lot of issues. We've had a lot of issues in Q3 as well. Probably nothing that people realized, but I had to go out of the box much earlier, and there was a bit of mess in the garage, but then luckily we kind of got back onto the track, and I knew I had two laps. I tried everything on the second lap. It's life. I didn't finish a lap, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, mixed feelings, because considering how bad yesterday was, I didn't do many laps, and you need laps around here. Going P5 and being relatively competitive, it feels nice, but I have to say there was more obviously on the table out there. I think what Max did is what I wanted to accomplish, but I had a bit of a struggle in the start of Q3, so I had a setback in a way, and it's not the best way to approach that final lap.
I mean, the last few races, it's just been so challenging for me just to get the laps together. I remember the first 2 races of the season, every lap I did, practice or quali, it was always P1 or P2, and now I just nothing's clicking. Got some ideas, but my driving style is just not working with the car at the moment.
Maybe there was a tiny bit more lap time out there, but I think we were going to be 7th no matter what today, 7th and 8th for that matter. So we've struggled with the balance yesterday. Today the car has actually felt a little bit nicer, but we're just lacking grip, it looks like, compared to the others. So not much you can do about that.
I just had a lock up into 10. I don't really know why. When I looked at the data, I had fractionally more brake pressure, but the line was the same, the bump was the same, so it's just I was at 99.9%, and it's hard to know that sometimes, and I went to 100% and paid the price. So I was pushing a lot. I feel like we got a lot of lap time out of it quite early on in qualifying. There just wasn't much more to come after that, and that's just frustrating when you see the others doing better and better laps and the gap getting bigger, and you kind of want to go with them, but we just didn't have the car all weekend. Honestly, we've been struggling. That's been very clear. So difficult weekend, all in all, especially after last year. And I just tried to go for a lap that was just a bit better in Q3, and I was up, but I was 2/10 up almost, so there was certainly more potential in it, but even if I was 2/10 up, I only would have been ahead of Oscar, so the gap to the others was still just too significant even, so just not the car this weekend.
Very, very happy. I'm full of adrenaline right now, so I'm not sure I'm going to sleep tonight. I'll need to find a way, but no, it was, yeah. I don't think we could have hoped for a better result at the end. Best of the rest behind the top 4 teams, which are too competitive at the moment for us to mix up with them. And it wasn't easy to top the midfield. So quite hard in free practice. Had to work our way through qualifying, and then Q3 went all out. And I'm so pleased the lap all came together. When I passed the line, I could feel it was like that. I could not do any more, so I was very happy with it, and I think the whole team did a very good job today.
We were struggling to make the first push after the build work, so sector 1 was not quite there, but then the second half of the lap was good, and then I went for another push at the end. Was improving, but the tyres don't hang on the whole lap, so best of both worlds. There's a bit more, but honestly I tried really hard today. I hit the wall quite a few times, definitely tried to get everything out of it, so I think after yesterday it's a good result.
A bit frustrating, but honestly the lap was out of control from turn 1, so it felt like I was going to hit a wall eventually. I was lucky that it was minor, but honestly I was struggling a lot in qualifying. Didn't feel comfortable with the car, felt very on the edge. Was pushing it, maybe that's the most uncomfortable I felt in a qualifying lap around Monaco, and got away with a wall tap, but it did cost me Q3.
Unfortunately, I didn't do a very good lap in Q2. All the great things that we did in Q1 with honestly very bad timing of that red flag that didn't allow me to post my fastest lap of the session. And then I had to go straight back out on a cold used set of tires and do a bit of a banzai lap to get into Q2, which was honestly one of the best laps I've done in my life, given the circumstances. I was very pumped for Q2, thought that we were possibly going to get into Q3, but my Q2 lap was, I did 1 or 2 too many mistakes with a bit of front locking as I went to push a bit more, and I lost 1 or 2 tenths that cost me the Q3.
Disappointed with Q2, and I don't know what happened. I mean, the last run was a bit unlucky in terms of traffic, definitely not the best timing for that, but not much I can do there. Apart from that, I don't know, we're just struggling to find more lap time, more grip, when others were able to step it up and deliver a bit more. We didn't, or I didn't find it. So bit of a scratching our heads. Certainly disappointing because it was looking way more promising.
I feel that Dutch better, but I'm still really struggling to make the car do what I want, and just struggling in general a little bit for balance and a disconnected car. And I think here it goes a lot because the street track you need a lot of confidence, and this weekend I didn't have it so much. So I think we just need to keep building up, keep learning as a team. I've been struggling this weekend, and we need to understand the reason. Just a lot of low speed that have been tricky. Need to do some effort tomorrow and then come back stronger in Barcelona.
Q1 I felt okay. On the red flag lap I was up by quite a lot and I felt comfortable towards the end of Q1, but then in Q2 just wasn't able to deliver. We had used tyres to start with, so they were really cold, so I struggled a bit on the first run, and then I was on a decent lap on the second lap of the first run, and I made a mistake in the last sector, which obviously didn't matter because I knew the last run was the one that counted. But then at the start of both my laps on run 2, there was a lot of queuing in the last sector, which meant I wasn't able to get the tyres ready at all. So I got turn 1 and everything was just stone cold. I just had no grip. So just need to understand why it was so sensitive. But no, I'm pretty disappointed because I feel like the potential was there. I felt comfortable for the first time this weekend in Q1. But then in Q2 we just weren't able to maximise on it.
I've not done a good job in quali. There is not really much I can say. I think there was no need to take that many risks in Q1. We knew we were standing on a top 10 pace since FP1. I ended up taking a bit too many risks. I touched the wall and broke the suspension.
The car was going to be all right, to progress further, potentially, up high in Q2 or into Q3. I think it would have been possible. The track was going to come to us as well. It's just I feel like I said that every time, but it's just unlucky. Like we are not catching a break. Like every single session, every single time we're out, there's something weird happening. And in my quick lap, I got traffic by a good 2 tenths and a half, in that one already, which was not a great lap. And the red flag came, and we don't have enough time to warm up the tires, so we have only an out lap for us. We need a prep lap. So we couldn't improve on that, as simple as that. But it's a big shame for the whole team, because we did find some good performance from Friday to Saturday. It was quite positive. I was, happy with that, but we'll never know now. So we'll see tomorrow what we can do. We'll do the maximum we can with the current situation.
I think we got the maximum out there with what we currently have. The window is very narrow. We were locking the rears a lot all the way through qualifying. We did some changes, and then we ended up locking too much the fronts. I still managed to complete the lap, which was already very tricky. But yeah, the operating window, I think we extract the maximum out of it. That always the drivers can make a bit of a difference here in Monaco, so I think we did it, and unfortunately it wasn't enough.
I'm really disappointed. Obviously this morning was a bit of a very unlucky moment. I was a bit offline with the traffic on the left, and picked up the dust and just lost it. It completely caught me and everyone else off guard. So that was a shame, but the guys worked tirelessly to put the car back together, and it was feeling so good. We should really be on track right now. I was on for a lap that would have put me well within reach of Q2. I was in for the top 10, and then of course the red flag came out. After the red flag, we queued up for 2.5 minutes, and I just had no grip on the lap. I was just sliding around all over the place. I was pushing the absolute limit because I knew I needed one to get through. I gave it everything I could, but just not enough grip. For the rest of the weekend we've been doing preparation laps on the soft tyre, but this time we had to just go and push straight away without a prep lap. So it was just super unlucky. It's been a really unlucky day, to be honest.
I was hoping for a bit more, but it seems like some gaps are getting maybe a bit smaller for us, but at least, like I said, we were ahead of Aston, so that's something. But it's been tough out there. I thought maybe this track could suit our car, but we're struggling a lot with the ride of the car, and obviously here you need a lot of compliance.
It was tough weekend. I mean, we were hoping maybe for a little bit better here around Monaco, but yesterday already in the free practice we felt that we were not in the pace, and we had no confidence in the car under braking and with the downshift, and tough weekend.
Not so nice to drive here when you have no grip, and the car's not really hooked up. It's not such an enjoyable experience, but the Riviera, the weather's nice, and the sun is shining, so that's okay.